Come with me if you want to live. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome. Happy Saturday. Welcome to T Squared. We got the two Tinas. Today, we're going to discuss flying versus driving to Disney. Tina, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. It's a gorgeous day here in central New York. So.
It is. It's absolutely beautiful outside. I have all the windows open. My ceiling fan is on. It is heavenly right now. But we have some friends with us tonight, and I'm really excited. So let's bring them in. First up, we got my partner channel, one of my partner channels, Mr. Russ, T. Russ's Place. I forgot to change my name from Disney Parks. Welcome in, Russ. Good to see you.
Hey.
And next, we have Mr. World Freak himself, Carlos. Oh my god.
I thought I was going to be last, so.
No. And next up, my other partner channel, Dad Boiled, Dad Bites, Chris, Sneaky Extraordinaire. How you doing, Chris?
I'm doing good.
That's good. No, don't even. No.
It's nice to see you, Tina.
And next up, we have Tracy Glenn. No!
Hasta la pizza, baby.
Don't say baby, please.
Now, see, you can tell right there the difference between her and I as far as age is concerned. Me, I'm just laughing.
All right, let's welcome in the chat.
Seriously, did you try to do an Arnold Schwarzenegger for that opening?
Chris made me.
Can I question first?
What?
Was that another Chris intro?
Yes.
Yes.
Thanks, Chris. I appreciate it.
It was all his idea. He forced me to do it.
Let me mark off another day off the calendar. I'm still waiting for Chris to do something for me. I asked 6 months ago.
Are you in hot water with Carlos now, Chris?
6
months. Wow.
Oh my gosh. All right. So before Chris gets into a lot of trouble here, let's get to the chat. First off, we've got Francisco.
Yeah. That's fun to say. Francisco.
Thank you, Tracy.
It is actually.
That's Tina McNeil. Hello. In the chat and on screen. Daniel Disinfinity. Welcome in, Daniel. Probably won't be at a chat, but we'll be ninja watching. No problem, Daniel. Thank you so much for popping in. Tim Pruitt. Hello, sweet cheeks. Hey, Snuggles.
Whoa.
Cuddle Bear.
What?
Cuddle Bear. Tim Pruitt is now Cuddle Bear.
I'm sorry. I can't get Snuggles out of my head. He's Snuggles to me.
Yeah.
Long story. Different chat. Yeah. Carlos, welcome in chat and on screen. Hey, Amy. Hope you're feeling well, Amy. Welcome in.
Yeah. Hope you're feeling okay, Amy.
Yeah.
Glad you're here.
Definitely. Narrow Valley with Glenn, a.k.a. Rockin' Robin, a.k.a. Hey, Glenn. Welcome in.
Hi, Glenn.
Good to see you. Katrina Scolpini.
Hi, Katrina.
My beautiful love. Hey, Chris. Bluno.
Hi, Chris. Good to see you.
Richard. Hey, Bloom. Welcome in. And Alex. Hey, Alex. Good to see you. Was your intro like the turn? Yes. Yes, it was, Alex. It was indeed. Hey, it's chat skipped on me. Oh, hold on, guys. Scrolling back up because I know I missed that one.
Instead of the Terminator, it's the Terminator.
Hi, Mike.
Yep. Okay.
The Terminator.
Terminator. Captain Akron, welcome in. I lost it. Sorry. Shelly Stylewalker. Hey, Shelly. Welcome in. Hey, Dave. Space Out and Dave. Cantrell, welcome in. Dave's starting his own little channel. He's got some things going on Saturday nights and some other nights of the week, guys. If you have a chance, go check him out. He's really good. And Katrina says, Mr. Delicious Dad Builds.
Wow.
Welcome in,
Wink, wink.
Sophie V. Good to see you. Teresa Martin. Hey, how you doing? Welcome in. I have a child on the loose who just invaded. We're gonna see how far I get here.
Bloomin'
Mike
cheese-
Wheeler.
Bloomin' cheeser.
Mr. Snuggles
Bloomin'
Bear.
Cheesa.
Exactly.
Mike Wheeler.
Bloomin'
But they all
Cheesa,
like
I
the way
love
you say their names,
Ooh.
Tina. That's the thing. I can take over if you need me to, but they all like the way you say their names.
I know. I should share the chat. The chat's sharing. Yes.
But anyway,
I don't have
hello
one.
everyone. Welcome to the show.
Okay.
Good to see you. If you're watching on the replay, thank you very much. Please, everybody, if you're watching live or watching the replay, please hit the like button. We really appreciate that. And if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe to Tina. She's a sweetheart, and we all love her. And, well, she deserves it, okay?
Wait till she forgot to like stop the camera. Next thing you know, she's beating her kid because they're
Oh.
interrupting her.
No, I would never do
I'm
that.
joking. You know I'm joking.
I know.
Listen,
Does YouTube know you're joking?
probably not.
Yeah, probably not.
I know you're joking. All right. So tonight's
That is
topic.
a joke, YouTube.
Thank you for clarifying. I appreciate that.
Mike is very proud of himself.
But nobody complains when they beat me up on stream. I get a broom. I get
Well,
whatever.
Hello. You're more than 10.
Yeah.
Just saying.
I need something handy. Oh, I do have something handy when I want to boot Tracy out.
Look at her. She's so proud of proud of herself.
Yeah.
All right. So now that I'm going to be done teasing Tracy. All right. Tonight's topic is driving versus flying to Disney. I've only ever driven, and I know Miss Tina has only ever flown, correct?
I've only ever flown. Right.
And I know we have we have a mixed bag in the chat, and so I'm excited for this discussion. I have no rhyme or reason. Let's just get into it. Perks of flying. We'll start there. Tina, you want to start?
Perks of flight is we're on Disney World property in 3 hours from the time we get. 4.5 hours from when we get on the plane. I mean, you can't get any better than that. You also, you can get up and walk around the plane if you want to, but it's only a 2.5 hour flight, so you don't really need to. You're there. You're in. Yes.
Yeah, we want chat participation as well, guys. Do you drive? Do you fly? Do you do both?
I'm pretty sure that if Chris had his choice, even if he were only 5 miles away from Walt Disney World, he'd be flying there.
Yeah, I think so.
But the main thing is just you're there that much faster. And when we were working and we wanted to spend time at Disney World, time is money. I mean, I want to be in the parks where I can, be playing with Mickey, I don't want to be riding along, that it would be close to a 24-hour ride, I think. We'd have to spend the night. And at this point in my life, I'm too old, and so is my husband, to be driving, because we just don't have the fortitude. We don't have the eyes. We don't have the, we start cramping up inside of 2 hours. If we're driving for more than 2 hours, our legs are cramping up and our backs hurt, and we just can't do it anymore. But even when we were younger, I just didn't want to.
Yeah. What about the rest of you guys? What do you think? What are the perks of flying?
I mean, everything she said. I mean, I think obviously you get there faster, and so I mean, it's a much quicker ride and a much smoother ride. Usually, especially if you're also going to be taking the bus from Magic Kingdom, or if or renting a car or whatever, you just get there much quicker. and you don't necessarily have to worry about the long drive, So
Real quick, I missed some people coming in. Welcome in, happily ever Yachty, and the tongue twister. Ma in Memphis. Welcome in. Good to see you.
Hi, Mark.
Every
Hey,
time Ma,
Yachty.
I always want to say Marima, so I just started to call her Marima because
I didn't even know what you were saying.
Mar.
What do you mean you don't know what she's saying?
Mar
And I know the
Memphis.
accent pretty well.
Yeah, I know. Come on.
I thought your mother was here, Mazia. I'm like, I recognize everybody in this chat. Who the heck she
No. Auntie Tina.
how do you
I'm not her
love
mother. I'm old enough to be her mother. That's why I'm Auntie Tina, okay?
That's true. That's true. And she doesn't look good at all either, so I don't know how she does it.
Hair color. and pixelated camera,
That works. So what about okay. Perks, I mean, have we exhausted all the perks of flying at this point?
I mean, realistically, the perks are pretty much it. The perks are the timetable. Depending on where you're flying out of. The only down, and I guess that would be the perk is the timetable. As long as you have a direct flight. Let me just put it that way.
Yeah.
If you don't have a direct flight, it's not worth it.
Yeah, we've always done direct flights. No, I take that back. Our first trip down, we didn't. But from that point on, we've always had direct flights. And there for a while, it wasn't easy. It's still, there's only one direct flight home. And I think there's two down from Southwest. We always fly Southwest.
Mm-hmm.
So, but my thought is in the winter, if it's dangerous, they're not going to fly. You're going to stay in the airport. But other than that, you're going to be down there in an hour. You're going to be down there in 3 hours. Whereas if you're driving in and out of that weather, I don't want to do it.
Well, yeah, but I mean, yeah.
We got
we
delayed
didn't-
coming home once, so
I'm delayed.
yeah, we got delayed once coming home.
Oh, I was like, wait, my camera's
Our
delayed.
flight was delayed until the next morning because of weather.
Yeah. Well,
But
I mean,
still, we were down in Florida, so I didn't
mean,
care.
you can say the same for driving too, because if the roads are treacherous, that's one of the downfalls. But because we've only ever driven what? You want to drive in bad weather?
Do it all the time.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, my thought is when I'm going to work and stuff like that, yes, I do. But I don't want to do it for vacation. That's just stress I don't need.
Well, but you might have to fly through bad weather too.
Well, I'm hoping that the airplane people will say, no, we're not taking you anywhere. We'll take you up above the clouds, and we're not going to fly you down into the dangerous clouds. We're going to get you past those clouds.
Highway to.
Hi, Dean.
Hey, Dean, welcome in.
Have you seen that movie?
Yes, I've seen. It's one of my favorite movies. Hello,
Yes.
Top Gun.
Yes.
Hi. Jeez, I can't believe
There-
you, Tracy. This is not that stream.
There's a Tom.
Oh man. Yeah. So all right. So the perks of driving. So all we've ever done is we've driven, and the perks for us were sightseeing along the way, making pit stops, like Washington D.C. Now that we live in upstate New York,
That's
one of
not a
the
Disney
goals-
trip. That's like sightseeing.
Okay. You can sightsee along your trip to Disney. Gettysburg, Hershey, all the things that you can do.
Yeah, but then that takes you like 3 weeks to get there.
No, I mean, you take a day out for each thing. Okay, so you take a day out for Gettysburg. You stop.
The only Hershey I see on my trips is the bars I'm eating.
Yeah.
Hershey. Oh, let's stop at Hershey. No. Feed me Hershey.
I can't.
I don't even
Hold
stop
on.
to.
Wait.
I don't even stop to pee. I just go.
Ross,
Wow.
have you been in my car? No? Okay, because that is a rule.
Are you talking about bottles in your car or something? Because or are we going with adult diapers?
No, you go before you get in, and then you go when you get out.
The adults. The
You
older
live
people-
that close to the thing.
You know what? Carlos,
Well, I
that's
do
a
now.
24-hour drive.
I do it now.
20 hours.
Well,
You pee. My rule is you pee when the car drinks.
well,
So if
yeah,
the car is drinking, you're peeing.
yeah.
If the car doesn't need to drink, yes, you better have a diaper or cross your legs, do whatever.
Yeah,
you got to, but-
My father used to have that same rule, but I mean, we used to only drive the 6 hours to Pennsylvania or the 4.5 to Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Wait, Carlos.
Yes.
I distinctly remember a trip back recently where you had to stop at a rest area and there was a creepy van there. The vehicle wasn't drinking then. Y'all were just
I was at a gas.
He's right. I remember that. See, that's the trouble with live streaming,
I also-
Carlos. We
well,
watch
that's also-
those.
Let's also go back to that trip. I also peed in somebody's house that I had never met personally.
well. That's true. You did do that.
Yeah,
You know,
that was funny. Oh my
I have a lot of
gosh.
rules. It doesn't mean they all get followed. I said I
Yeah.
have rules, Chris. You know,
Bad,
But
bad.
anyway, yeah. So I mean, that's a good point. And there's one thing that we, my Chuck and I have talked about. Sometime maybe we'll drive down or we'll ride down with somebody, and and then maybe we will stop and sightsee and stuff like that. But no, I'm still at the point where I just want to get to Disney.
Hey, Rob,
Rob.
welcome in.
He probably
guys,
means you though, Tina.
Rob, well, he means both because it's universal at this point.
it's not that
I
college.
was giving Rob a hard time though, because I say that every time he comes into chat and he says hi, Tina. I say, yeah, you probably mean the other one.
My wife
Well-
says the rule. My wife says the rule's going to change because I'm getting older. No,
Yeah.
the rule's going to change because of the medicine I'm on. So because I'm getting old, I can still hold my pee. Thank you.
So
Uh,
now I
Yeah,
understand. what you're
wait,
talking-
Carlos, wait.
I understand
I'm
what you're
sorry,
talking.
Tracy.
I understand what you're talking about, Tina. You could stop at Hershey. You could stop at DC.
yeah.
No, I'm not stopping at Hershey, and I'm not stopping at Hershey, and I'm not stopping at DC. I'm going down straight through, getting to Disney. Only for the fact that this is not National Lampoon's Vacation. If you've
Right.
watched that, that's where they stop and hey, do you want to see the biggest ball of twine?
Because they're road tripping across the
Correct.
country. Welcome in, Suzanne. And did
So-
I see Kimmy J?
And if anybody dies in my car, I am not going to the aunt's house. I'm going to leave them wherever they're dead. I mean, they're right there.
You
Side
gonna
of the
put them?
road, just like the
you gonna-
ambulance. Let the highway department pick them up.
So you're not gonna put it out? Put it on the
Wow.
roof?
Well, no, yeah, okay. So, wow.
But I see what you're saying is if you have enough time to do all of that and you have enough time off of work or you can afford to take all that much time from work, why not if you're gonna make it all like that? Considering that, what's it gonna cost you for a hotel at first off, if you're going down to Hershey, you're gonna spend the night there. What's the cost of that compared to adding a day onto your park ticket down at Disney? So those are the adding and subtraction. The math that you have to do is if you drove straight through and you got to Disney, would it cost me less for one more day at Disney with a hotel at Disney and a park ticket at Disney? What's the cost of my hotel room at Hershey, my park ticket at Hershey? Is it worth the money to stay at Hershey when I know I have Disney coming up?
All right. So I like that. Let's transition to that real quick. But first, Cricket Fox, welcome in. Good to see you, my friend.
Hi,
Good
Cricket.
morning.
And
all
I
right,
agree, Yachty.
Yeah, that's-
You're cuckoo if you're not stopping because I'm not holding it.
Well, and
Jason-
I also understand, Tina, you got little kids, so
Yeah.
sometimes you have to stop. I mean, you just got to
Well,
stop.
Yeah,
I'm not
absolutely.
I'm not saying drive straight through, no stop and don't take a rest. I mean, if you're staying at Disney, if you're staying at Hershey, you're going to find a decent hotel to stay at. You're not going to stay at the $50 rundown poop
Motel
hole.
6.
I'll say-
I don't
I'll
want
say Jason, go ahead.
rodents, and I don't want little creepy crawlies in the hotel room. I don't care where I'm going. So
So-
it's easier for me to get down to Disney and just have to inspect one hotel room.
But so I mean, when you're thinking about that, and first off, DC, I would never stop in DC. I don't care who was in the White House and who was in Congress. I'm never going through DC and sightsee.
And
Straight
he doesn't
through.
care either who the heck asked for sprinkles.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Listen, DC is a must. Wait, wait. What about sprinkles?
Oh, 'cause he's right next to it too. So.
She got sidetracked by
What is he,
sprinkles.
Baltimore?
I did. I heard sprinkles, and it was like squirrel. DC. I love DC. It's a future trip for us.
You
That's
never
a couple
watched
day
any of the
trip.
movies.
Yes. DC is in and of itself a trip if you want to go. Trace, I agree with you as far as the whole political thing, although I have to admit there's probably some surveillance videotape of me sticking my tongue out several times at HHS a few years back. But that's beside the point. There's the Smithsonian. There's the I mean, there's still so much to see in DC. I enjoyed it and wasn't even fond of the political side of it. So
Yeah, I mean, for the historical aspect alone, it's amazing. Shelly, I love this because she's talking about something really great here.
yeah, she's ticking off the
Cheaper.
points. Yes.
Cheaper to fly. I mean, it's cheaper to drive
Well,
because
it
how much
is.
is the plane ticket versus driving down? You factor in gas money and maybe snacks to pack up the car with, and maybe stopping, for gas every 500 miles or so.
Yeah, it is if you're talking about a household of 4 or 5. For my husband and I, it wouldn't be cheaper because we'd have to stop at least one night, probably 2, plus the gas for the car, and it's just the 2 of us. We get good. I scope out those the Southwest website looking for good price plane tickets. So the 2 of us are going down for less than $500 and coming home, what do they call it? 2-way trip or whatever, for less than $500.
Sean, welcome in.
I want to know is what bike is Shelly pedaling to get 500 miles for $24? I mean,
Shelly, can you
I don't know what
elaborate?
she's driving, but
If you have a hybrid,
she is right. She
if
is
you
right. 'Cause
do,
I've always said it. The main perk is this for driving.
well, here's
Yeah.
the thing, and Tina mentioned and said it. What's your time? What's your time worth?
Exactly. That's what I've always said.
We drove multiple times before we ever flown. And I could say what my biggest perk about driving is I'm on my own timetable. I can get there when I want. I can leave there when I want. So if I could either leave 2 days early, I could leave the day before. I'm on my timetable. I'm not worried about being at an airport for 2 or 3 hours before the plane has to get out. If we're hanging out at Disney and we want to say, hey, we're going to leave at 3 o'clock and I'm still there at 7 o'clock, I'm not worried about missing a flight. I'm taking my time. There's times that we planned on leaving at like 3, 4, and then next thing you know, it's 7, 8, 9 o'clock, and we're like, okay, we got to actually leave, but we got a full day park ticket out of that last day. We didn't have to buy a whatever ticket and then leave first thing in the morning. So that's the kind of thing I liked about driving and having my own vehicle where if I need to go any place, especially if you're staying in a place like Old Key West, Saratoga Springs, those hotels, you can't walk around the whole thing. If you're staying at a moderate or an all-star or a value, it's easy to park and leave it there.
Yeah.
But the other side of that coin is that you're paying for parking. Unless you're staying DVC on points, you're paying what? What is
Today,
it? At least $15 a day.
25.
It's 25.
Right.
It's up to 25 now.
Right,
So,
back in
I mean,
the day,
that's-
we didn't have to pay if you were staying on site. If
Yeah,
you
but
were
even
staying on
paying-
site,
Even paying, I pay at Pop every year for the last whatever they started charging. It's still cheaper to drive.
Real
Yes.
quick,
It
welcome
doesn't
in.
matter. I'm not paying $24 for a tank of gas. I'm paying on a good day. This last trip, I was paying $40.
But
$400.
that's if you're taking your whole family, though, right, Carlos?
$350
Hey, Joy.
round trip. $350 round trip. Add the I think it was $118 to park the whole trip. I couldn't fly my wife and myself. You say it's cheaper for you and your husband to fly over driving because you're a family of two. I'm gonna fight you on that for the simple reason of it depends when you can go. Because
That is
I
true.
can go when
We're
I can go with
retirees.
my
We can
wife.
go anytime.
Well, okay.
Which is nice.
right.
We
But that's
we
what I'm
plan
saying.
our trips
At the
11 months
time-
out, and then I'm scoping out the Southwest website to get a good price ticket.
Right. But at the times that I can go, I can't get a flight cheaper for myself for less than $220. So even if it was just me and my wife, it's still cheaper to drive. If
Okay,
it
real
was just two people. Now, if you can go whenever you want, then you find the cheapest flights and that's when you go. But if you need to plan around a certain time, there's times of the year you cannot get a cheaper flight than $200 on Southwest.
Yeah, we've always been able to plan our trips. Go ahead, Tina.
Thank you. Welcome in Will. Welcome in Joy S. Welcome in Mary. And I think I missed someone else, and I apologize if I missed you.
Did you say hello to Yachty?
I said
And
hello
Kimmy
to
J?
Yachty. Yep, I did. But I want to highlight this real quick.
Kimmy J.
What about the train? Richard brings up a really good point. What about the train? Train is faster than driving. I had to do twice Disneyland because I cannot fly.
Let me just answer Kimmy J. It is $25 to park at the parks. We're talking about parking at the resorts.
Yeah.
Parking at the
Not much.
resorts is
Yeah,
anywhere between
see it as
15
nice.
and
Stay on
20
property. If you stay on property, you don't pay to park at the parks.
That's the other thing. If you
So-
fly, you got to rent the car
Right.
because
Not all the time.
No, we
Not
never
all the
rent a car.
If you're staying on site, or now with the prevalence of Lyft and Uber, you don't have to rent a car. Lyft and Uber, they're actually, depending on which way you want to go, it may be a little bit more than it might be less than renting a car. If you're if you're taking a Lyft from your from the airport to the hotel, and then you're taking transportation on park transportation, and all you're doing is taking a Lyft back to the airport, it's a lot cheaper than renting a car. And I will answer about the auto train for at least my point of view and probably Carlos's point of view because we're coming from the same area type thing, or even you two
Really,
girls.
Russ?
Yeah,
You
we're
have
coming from the same area.
You have to get down below DC before you can hop the auto train. And DC,
It's in Virginia. Yep.
DC is at least 6 to 7 hours, or depending on how fast you drive, or and you have to get on the train, and then it still takes about the same time, if not a little bit longer, for the auto train.
Okay, Chris, you win hands down. Friend who owns an aircraft, absolutely.
Well, I
Oh,
have
good
one of
one.
those too. But it
I got to
doesn't-
step out for a
Doesn't
minute.
mean he's always flying
Okay.
down that way too. But Suzanne also answered that comment.
That's true,
The
Shelley.
trains. We could take a train. If we want to talk train in general, my in-laws want to try the train. My wife's family, who goes down 4 times a year,
Thank you, Yadi.
want to try the train. I call them crazy and saying you're nuts. One, it's as expensive as flying.
Yeah.
2, it's longer to take the train than what it is to drive.
Yeah.
I can make the drive in 20 hours. I have 100 times. I've also taken a little longer. I've also done a little less. Let's say an average of 21 hours. The train itself, with the stops it makes, is 27 hours on the train.
Come get me too, Chris.
It's not. It's insane. You don't.
If
It's as expensive as flying.
If-
On a bad day.
awful.
if I was snowbirding, which means I lived up here during the summer and snowbirded down in Florida, and I wanted to stay down there, I had my own place. That's an option.
Yeah.
If I'm not worried about getting down there, I have my own place. I don't have to worry about if we're going for a vacation. That's out of the question. But if I was snowbirding, I would look at the train because then I have my car where I'm there and I've saved a little bit.
I was gonna say if you're snowbirding, then it's even cheaper to buy a second car and leave it there.
That is true.
Take that train. Think about it. Take that train twice, going down and going up. It's going to be. You're better off buying a car and leaving it down there.
Probably.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the train is the train is about the same. Like Shelley said, the train is about the same price as the although I love it, it's a wonderful trip. It really
Oh,
is.
I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is. And if you miss what I said, my in-laws and my wife's, the rest of the family, they want to try it. I just cannot justify spending that much time and spending that much money when, yeah, sure. For that money, then I'd fly and be there. Like everybody says, be there in 2 hours. It's 2 hours and 15 minutes for us.
Yeah.
You know, then
It's about. I think you're probably. I don't know. Tracy said you were coming from about the same area. We actually fly out of Albany.
No,
So-
I fly out of Rhode Island, but mine's.
Okay,
I have
so it's about the
I
same
have a
distance.
shorter. The flights they take over the ocean, I have a shorter flight than one.
So
Yeah.
From New York too. But you guys got a shorter drive because it takes me 3 hours just to get south.
Yeah, well,
People-
we
New York City traffic.
My drive is 3 hours west before I head
Yes.
south.
Yeah.
So that's what takes us. If I punch into a GPS right now, for some reason, even on the iPhone, the GPS gives you a straight line. It tells you, it's 1,000 miles, whatever it is, to Orlando. It's really not. It's 1,300 miles. It draws a straight line instead of giving you the highway until you press the button go, and then it gives you the map itself.
That's weird. Since when does the GPS figure you're going to fly?
It's not even that.
Well,
it just draws a straight line.
Oh,
It's
Yeah,
not
that's what I'm
point A.
saying. It's like the birds. What do you call it?
welcome in, Laura Jean, and welcome in, Cody. Strive to do better. Good to see you guys.
Hi, Cody.
What
Hi,
I'm
Laura
talking
Jean.
what I'm talking about as far as Carlos coming from my area, when Carlos comes through, he's gonna once he gets to the New York area, he's pretty much in the New York, New Jersey. He's gonna take the line of traffic that I'm normally would take
Do you
on
take
a regular
95
basis.
all the way down, Tracy?
most of the time. Yes,
So you get on 95 where? In Jersey? On the turnpike?
I usually get on 95 in Jersey. I'll take 87 to
Yeah.
287. Then I hit 95 down, and I'll hit the Capitol Beltway. And when I get
Okay.
to
so
Richmond,
Same route. Yep.
when I get to Richmond, I take the 295 loop.
Yeah.
Well, for these two Tinas, because where they're situated in New York, they're going to come down more center. They're going to be coming down 81, which takes them into Pennsylvania, which takes them to Harrisburg and all that stuff.
Yep.
So it's more of a
Right.
more of a drop down.
When you
So
avoid New York City traffic, it makes
Yeah,
a world
see,
of difference.
my wife's family, and I keep calling they are family. My God, they are first cousins. They're the ones that always go down. They started doing that route now, even from here. They go all the way around through
That's
into. I don't think that's West Virginia yet, but they go deep into Pennsylvania. They don't get on 95 until North Carolina. They do the whole complete loop. It adds
Wow.
2 hours to their trip.
well, and here's the thing, and if you're looking at it like that point of view, yes, it's adding 2 hours to their trip. You catch one car accident on the Capitol Beltway or between DC and Baltimore, you could be on that. You could be in that traffic stop for 6 hours, and that's the downside.
Yeah.
Or
Thank you, Mike.
it could just be a very packed roadway, which would stop and start, stop and start, stop and start, and there might not be a traffic accident anywhere. It's just the congestion of that area.
That's DC for you.
Yeah, but that's
Manassas. I love Manassas. I just love saying the name Manassas.
of course you do.
I
always
like-
get
Of course. Yeah,
always
thank
get
you.
stuck in Nan's-
I like Blooming Cheese's comment. He says, "I guess it matters where you're from, where which way you go. I mean, that's the thing. It all depends on where we're from.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
for
yeah.
me, when I lived in Kentucky, it was cheaper for me to drive. Obviously I live here now, so it's way cheaper for me to drive. But to fly was an expense that we had to factor in. And so I think that's, it does. It just depends on who you are, how many people are going, where you're coming from. There's a lot of factors.
I think the last time I drove, including gas and between gas, a one night stay in a hotel on the way down and went back. And usually I'll go through hotels.com. I won't book a hotel with less than 3 stars, and that's customer review, not 3 stars. The customer reviews I look at.
Yeah, me too.
Blooming,
And then And
Right.
then I think the last time I priced it out, and this was when gas was about where it is now, it was about $6.50 for 3 of us to drive back and forth.
Blooming cheese price for express is $150. Are you talking about the express lane on in what is that, Virginia? Is that Virginia?
No, I
No,
think
he's talking about the
train.
express. He's talking about the
Express
express train.
train.
Oh,
But-
okay.
But
I
he's
thought you were talking
in
about the,
California.
I thought he was
He-
talking about the express lane or the hub
No.
lane in Virginia, right down the center of the highway. I don't know if Tracy, you've seen it.
What's that?
The express lane in Virginia.
Mhm.
Well, that's called the HOV lanes.
Yeah, well, the
Yeah,
hub
HOV
lane,
lane.
right? The hub lane. What people
Yeah.
don't realize, and I learned my lesson, is it depends when you get on how much you're going to pay. I got
Cody,
on
you're
once at the
funny.
beginning. By the time I got off, my phone kept beeping
Hey,
at me
Paul.
because my transponder was telling me, "Please fill me because you're running out of money." And it was around almost $100 to go.
I don't remember
at the
getting
hub lane.
charged for the HOV. I've never got, because the HOV was the
Well,
one
it
time I
depends,
took
it
it.
depends on the time of day and what day you're going on.
Right.
Too.
Well,
When I
those-
was on the HOV, and I don't think I got charged. I think the last place I got charged driving down was the Baltimore area, or that the Maryland.
Yeah, this
whatever
is
that
this
part.
is the one that comes out right around Manassas. It starts. I forgot how far back.
But I think
It's a good amount of miles, and you can get on, but it's a toll road. It's a toll highway. It's a hub lane, but it's a
Okay.
toll highway.
So Paul says that's called hot lanes in Virginia.
Oh, well, then that's what it's called, Paul, and it's hotter, right? Because there's nobody on it, and I'm looking at my wife. I'm like, Suzanne, why is there nobody on there? We're gonna get on there, and I got on it. I found out why, because it is not cheap to ride that all the way down.
And
Yeah.
that's the
they
thing.
must have
So
just
you
started tolling it.
factor in tolls also when you're driving. You know,
Tolls,
you have to factor
tolls
those
for
in.
me is $38 each way. 70 because I
Yeah,
fill
Glenn.
my transponder with just enough money. It's like, you know what, I put enough in there for them to use. It's $38 each way for tolls. Our most expensive one is the GW Bridge, which
And that's
is
the thing.
15
He's got to
bucks
come
each way.
through.
Yeah.
He's got to come through the city, and that's where it catches him. For
50
me,
bucks to go over that bridge.
Yeah.
I'm
Just-
hitting the New York State Thruway. I get off on 287. That's free all the way down until I get to the Jersey Turnpike.
Yeah.
Once I get to the Jersey Turnpike, I get charged, and then you get charged for a couple places. I think the Delaware Bridge, the Maryland Highway. But once I got out of
Baltimore Tunnel,
the Baltimore Tunnel, I think was the last place I got hit. No, maybe
it
in
is.
Maryland.
yeah, you're
But
right.
I don't remember being charged for the HOV. Maybe that's because they weren't, because I know they were expanding it the last time I was driving. So maybe they've added more and they put more money into, started asking for it. But that HOV lane depends on which way of the day you're driving. If you're driving south on a day when that HOV in the morning is going north, you're not going to use it because you can't get on there because it's only
It opens
Yeah.
right. That's
It's a
morning.
2-lane.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Shelley, you're coming from Michigan, right? How
Yeah.
much would flights be? Flights would, I mean,
She
Are
said
they
she's
probably
2.5 hours from an airport, though.
Yeah.
okay, so see, we're an hour and a half from the airport here. Now, what we do, and that does add to our price, but we don't have to do it, is I usually set up flights for first thing in the morning. So we go out to Albany and we spend the night in Albany. That's what we're going to be doing. On May 10th, we're going to be going out to Albany in the afternoon, and then our flight is at 7:05, I think, in the morning on the 11th. So, I mean, that's an added expense to us, but we choose to make that expense. I don't really include that in the price of travel because we could very
But technically
easily.
it is.
Yeah,
Right.
but
Yeah.
we could
I
very
mean,
easily set up, to where our flight is later because they do have a later nonstop flight. But I just want to be the first one, the
Dina,
first flight in or something.
Where are you leaving your vehicle when you're flying out of Albany?
The hotel and the
long-term
hotel
parking.
doesn't charge. Yeah, the hotel doesn't charge extra for us to leave.
I've
If we spend the night there, the hotel will keep the car.
So the hotel will keep the car. You spend one night and it'll keep the car for the whole week.
Yep. Yep. They've got a big parking lot out back.
Okay.
Where
Go
do you
ahead,
stay?
Tracy. I'm sorry.
What
I think
hotel?
I think it's a Best Western.
Okay. Because I've done the long-term
on
parking,
Wolf
the
Road.
economy. I've taken the economy parking,
Mhm.
and that's where I usually park.
What is it? What does it cost you, Tracy?
I think it was
It's about
around 40 or,
$35.
yeah. I would
'cause
say
we did the
roughly
same
about
thing
40,
once.
40 or
Yeah.
50,
Well, it
might-
depending on
yeah.
the time.
I pay
That's
up,
true. It probably went up since we were there.
I pay up here for the cheapest garage right on the airport. It's $11 a day.
I mean, the
So-
closer you get to the airport, the higher the price of the parking. I'm always going to the economy. Right, Chris? Go ahead. You got your finger up.
I'm disappointed that no one has brought up the greatest point in being able to drive to Disney World. You can stop at Cracker Barrel and Chick-fil-A anytime you want to.
Unless it's a
And now-
Sunday.
And
Listen,
now Buc-ee's.
Unless it's a Sunday.
No bucket.
Yeah,
My
because Chick-fil-A
first
isn't
time-
open, but
my
Cracker Barrel.
first time at Chick-fil-A was in Maryland on the drive down, and it was heavenly.
I thought she was going to say it was on a Sunday. So
No.
I remember driving home one time and it was Sunday, and my wife and Billy's like, "Oh, we're going to stop at Cracker Barrel." I said, "Not tonight, Henny.
but
Not
you-
going to happen."
Chris,
Cracker
you
Barrel,
just-
you could.
Chris, you just made an awesome point too, and it is very true. The best part, another great part about driving is stopping for food you don't have in your area.
Ooh.
I
Yeah.
don't have an Arby's up here. I don't have a Hardee's. I would take a Hardee's burger or a Carl's Jr. over a Burger King, McDonald's, or a Wendy's.
So
Okay.
And we don't have those, so I get to stop them on the way down.
Which is why you had a heart attack, Carlos.
Listen, you might be correct. And you want to know what? I just had a small pepperoni pizza and a large Italian grinder for dinner. That might cost the second one. I don't know where I put it all. But
I hope not. God forbid.
so
Cricket
here,
Fox has a question,
go ahead.
real quick. With her husband's health challenges when we go again, trying to decide if renting a car or staying on the grounds is cheaper now that we have to pay for parking. What do you guys say to that?
Well, I was just responding to her with his health problems. You're going to end up paying anyway. You're going to end up paying for parking either way, unless you have an annual pass. You're going to pay for parking at the park, or you're going to. All the hotels charge for parking down there.
Chris is.
Okay,
Well,
why is Chris
okay.
saying no?
Well, let me finish, and then I'll let Chris refute me. And I was going to say, with Phil's health hazards, I would say go ahead and spend the extra money so that you have transportation that you can, when he needs to leave and go back and rest, he can do it more easily because they have a vehicle available.
Welcome in, Anne. Good to see you.
Anyway, go ahead, Chris.
Go ahead.
So I would say, having looked into this recently,
That's right.
if you're going to rent a car and stay off property versus staying on property and using Disney transportation, it's cheaper to stay on property and use Disney
I
transportation.
agree. Yeah, I agree with you.
After looking at car rental prices lately, stay on property. You're going to have to wait. If you're staying at a bus only resort, you may have to wait 10, 15, 20 minutes for the bus to show up. That's not a big deal to me.
No, and the thing
Because
is that,
you're going to be driving and you're going to be dealing with paying for the parking. You're going to be dealing with traffic, and let's not mention the hike back and forth to the parking lot from the park.
You just said it again there. You're renting a car and you're paying to park
Right.
at the parks. So add whatever you pay for your rental, Cricket Fox. Keep this in mind when you're doing your own homework. Add $25 a day to your
If you're staying off site.
if you're staying up. Well, if
No,
you're
it's
staying
either
off
way.
site, which I think
because
which I
all
think
the
is
other
their point.
hotels
Rent a car
around
and
Disney
staying
World
off.
charge for parking also.
That is correct.
What is it?
Because
Yes.
I know the Wyndham Hotel, the last time I stayed at the Wyndham Hotel, which is just outside of Disney Springs, when I went there, I booked it through hotels.com, and they had a $10 a day parking fee. So
Yep.
that's how they get you with a lower price, because they know that you're going to be parking the car they're going to hit you with that extra fee. Go ahead, there, Russ.
Okay, so speaking of as a local now, okay, there is a way around this, and there's a little hack. Okay, you still will have to pay, but you can go and you can park at one of the local resorts, order something mobile like a Coke or something cheap at one of their mobile restaurants. Go get it. You can park there for free for that day, and then go wherever you want. Now, you will still have to pay to park if you're staying at the resort because you're at that resort. But that's your other option. If you don't want to have to pay the full price to park in the parking lot at the resort, you can park at one of the, or at the, the main, like a TTC. You can go to Grand Floridian and pay $3 for a Coke, park there instead of the $25 at the TTC.
You are correct. You are correct.
Until
But
Disney
we
picks
have
up on it.
proof. We have proof. Mutual friends who have proven that that's getting a little tougher to do.
Yeah, I was just going to say they're getting a little more.
They are getting
You
much
are
stricter.
correct, but
They are getting much stricter. I did it today. I went to Grand Floridian. I ordered lunch, but again, I paid for lunch.
yeah.
And I paid $25 to eat.
Yeah, we saw somebody pay for breakfast, and that person got a little bit of crap for trying to do that.
But
Well-
as long as you show on your phone that you are, it's true, because I had to deal with it the other day when I went to Pop. He was a little bit more strict about it. Plus, it was a busy day, and there were a lot of people, at the resort on a Saturday. So he gave me a little heat for it, as far as, okay, well, I'll let you in, but that kind of a thing. You can also go to Disney Springs and catch the bus from there, because parking is free at Disney Springs. You will just have to ride the bus longer.
That is correct. Or you could walk over to Saratoga Springs and wait for the bus there.
Yes.
But it does
Well,
involve walking.
Yeah, either way, you're
Right.
going to be walking.
But I mean,
It
to
kind of
answer
depends on which
Cricket's,
way you want to go.
to answer
Go ahead.
Cricket's question, I think, of course, they're flying international. And so, depending on how Phil's health is at the time, if he does need a vehicle that need, in the case you need a vehicle, that's good to have. But at the same time, if there's an emergency, Disney will accommodate you. Because they don't want you to get, they don't want you getting sick on property.
Nobody wants.
They will accommodate you,
Disney
and
doesn't want to have any news about someone passing away on their property.
right.
No.
But I mean, if they will accommodate you, and there are special, transportation now. Right now, the minivans aren't running because of COVID, but they do have rideshare vehicles that they have shuttle buses, even small shuttle buses that they will bring for handicapped and for any so they will accommodate for that. You just have to go to guest services and ask for it.
See,
Carlos, what were you going to say? Yeah.
I am so against using Disney transportation. Well, let me rephrase that. I am so against using Disney buses. Okay. So another great thing about driving down
I don't like
my
them either.
car is at the end of the day, I don't have to get on that bus. Yes, right now it's different, but I don't have to get on that bus with another 130 people rubbing their sweaty behinds on me. I walked. Yeah, it's a
That
walk
was
in
a
the
bit-
parking lot. Depends where you're parking. You get in your car, you turn your air conditioner on, and you drive those wonderful Disney roads, looking at those beautiful purple signs back to your resort, where you don't have that cranky child. Or let me say it. I know it's not my channel, but I don't mind getting crap on my channel. You don't have those really pathetic, rude people who see the 60-year-old woman standing with a child in her lap, holding her grandchild, while the 22-year-old sits her tight little shorts behind on a chair.
Yeah. My
Let the
husband.
older person
It's
sit.
true. It's
Yes,
true.
that's true.
Where
And it frustrates
me-
me too, Carlos. I wholeheartedly agree.
And Suzanne knows how I am. Me, I would look at that person, tell her to get her little behind up and let somebody sit.
There you go, Carlos. Jason agrees.
But hey, Flipper, what's up, buddy? But yeah, that's another great thing about having my car. I don't have to deal with stupidity and smelly
Or
people.
at least not on the bus.
Except for my own smell. I mean, I smell it.
And
Sandy.
here's another upside of having your own car. If you're parked close enough, say if you're on the monorail and you could do a remote start from the monorail,
I've done it.
it's nice and cool by the time you get to your car.
Yep.
I don't have remote starter.
But the
Now-
problem was, we went from
Well,
Magic Kingdom
it's
to
it's
Epcot.
called a
Oh my
remote
God.
starter, not a starter. But
I like
Now,
her accent.
I
Leave her
will
alone.
say, right now you are going to have to longer wait for the bus, because there are less capacity on the bus. Same with the monorail. Same with the Skyliner, because right now they're only doing one family at a time. And, so now the Skyliner is a little faster because it continually moves as long as it continues to move, but you have to factor that into your time. And yes, I agree with you there, Carlos, when you don't have to wait at the end of the night when everybody else is also trying to do the same thing and
even
clamming into the bus.
morning.
Well,
in the morning.
same thing.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, in the morning,
it's
everybody
crowded.
smells fresh. Everybody's got a fresh smell in the morning. It's not that's I guess besides the point. It's the wait. It's the waiting. I like to. And yes, you can park far away. There's days you can park far away, but we go like before.
Hey, Deborah, welcome in.
Before the birds are even flying, we're trying to get to the parking lot. So, but even if you have to walk far away, it's you get to your car, you get in your car, you go. You don't have to wait. There's no waiting. In the morning, it's the same thing. Walk to your car and go.
But Carlos,
buses, you're waiting. Monorail, you're waiting. I mean, how many monorails are there? Even on the busiest time when everyone's running, you're waiting, trying to get up that ramp at Magic Kingdom. We all know that ramp with those millions of people like sardines trying to get up that little ramp. It's awful.
But Carlos, you're doing that anyway when you're coming out of Magic Kingdom.
All right, out of Magic Kingdom, you're right. You got to get on that monorail.
All right, so
you are correct.
Or the ferry, if you're taking the ferry.
The ferry. So here's another thing that what happens if you don't have another car. Say you do have an early morning dining reservation at a hotel restaurant. We actually had this happen to us. The buses in the morning go to the parks. They don't have a set area where they're going back to. They drop you off at the park and that's it. We got to a park and we were like, well, we had breakfast at I can't remember where we were going, and they were like, yeah, we're not going back to that hotel. So we thought we could hop a bus to the park, hop a different bus to get to a different hotel for that breakfast. They don't have a schedule like that in the morning. In the morning, the buses go from hotel to park, and they go to a different hotel. There's nothing scheduled. It's just hotel to park, hotel to park, hotel to park.
Yeah.
There's no trying to jump back and forth between the hotels. So if you have your own car and you have an early morning breakfast,
that's the thing. You really have to allow for 2 hours for transportation if you're using Disney transportation.
Now, with Lyft, and I could tell you what, the last 2 times we were down there, I really, really did enjoy the Lyft because it was cheaper. You get to pick your tier, and if you needed to, you could be somewhere on time because they'll pick you up and they'll drop you off, and it wasn't that bad. Yes, you did pay a little bit more than Disney transportation, but it was 100% worth it. Not having my car, I would rather use a Lyft than Disney transportation.
Is the Lyft dependable though?
Yes.
Okay.
How many of you
because
drive
that's
to
their
Florida?
business, Tina. They want to make sure that they keep making the money. So, go ahead, Carlos. I'm sorry.
How many of you drive to Florida and leave your car at the resort and still take Disney transportation every day?
Yep.
No.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
Chris, really? Yeah.
Only my first year there because I had no idea.
Yeah.
I'm most comfortable in my vehicle. I'm just saying.
Oh, I'm just saying. If I have my car, I'm going to drive it everywhere.
The first year we ever went, that's the only time we parked it and never went back to it. But every year since that, if we have our car, we're using it.
Yeah, I'm taking it to every park, every Disney spring trip, every resort. hopping, whatever. I am driving. I am not.
Here's my thing.
98%. Sorry, Chris. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I'll just say 98% of the time I do.
So here's my thing. When we go, my parents would go with me. I would have to rent a scooter for my dad at least, and we would have it delivered to the resort when we got there, and then they would pick it up from the resort. We can't take that in our vehicle with us every day when we go to the park, so that's why we use Disney transportation.
Well, that's different.
So-
Yeah.
Well, and I mean, I would use it. I mean, I would do the same. When I would drive down from Kentucky, I would park my car, and then I would use the bus or I would use the Skyliner, whichever way. But mainly because I didn't want to have to deal with parking. I would go, but and I'm by myself, so that's different. I mean, that's I can squeeze in a bus and be fine by myself. Or
Yes,
I don't
same
have
with
to
my
deal with
husband
family.
and I. We can just.
I don't, and it doesn't bother me. The buses don't bother me. I mean, I'm fine with it, even when they were crowded. I mean, I know how to navigate it because I've been going for so many years. I know the system and I know how it works. So I know the times when I can, when I should or shouldn't get on or whatever. But, and I'm one too, like at the end of the night, I will hold back and let the crowd go. And I'll hang out and get another 30, 45 minutes in the park, as it's shutting down, and then I'll go. And then,
Exactly.
Yes, you're waiting, but at least you're waiting in the park and not waiting in a crowd. So,
Yeah, see, that's the thing. My husband will leave like half an hour to an hour before the park closes because he wants to go back, and he's done. He's like, okay, I'm over it. And he goes back, and I'll stay until a half hour, 45 minutes after the park closes. Just walking, like for instance, Magic Kingdom, just walking Main Street. I will literally spend half an hour just walking around Main Street, just looking around, not even go into a shop. I just love it. So
I go hang out and talk to cast members.
Well, yeah. Well, I like to chat with cast members too, but it's mostly just kind of like, I'm walking right down the middle of Main Street, and I love it.
Deborah says part of her vacation is not doing the things we usually do, laundry, grocery, shopping, and driving. I'll be honest with you, driving on Disney property is one of the most joyous things that I do when I'm on vacation.
Tina, I got to bail.
All right. Thanks, Tracy.
All right,
Guys,
Trey.
thank you for having me on.
Stay safe.
I got dinner going, so.
That's good. I mean, that's okay. It's all good.
Yeah,
That's all I meant to say.
it's good. That's a good reason.
See you later. It's good.
Don't forget Nerd Talk tomorrow, Russ.
Yeah, I'll talk.
Oh.
I'll talk.
What an episode. That's all I can say.
Don't ruin it. I
Yeah,
haven't seen any of the
it's
episodes
good.
I
yet.
haven't seen
It's
any
good.
Oh, it's good.
Oh my god.
It's good.
Yeah.
I'll kick you out.
Go watch it.
Watched
I have
it
to go watch
twice.
it again. But back to what Deborah said.
We'll talk about it tomorrow.
One of the most joyous things that I do on vacation is driving on Disney property. It's just me. It's just
I've only ever done it once, and I never want to do it again.
driving alongside the buses, taking some of the back roads, like when I went over to Donna's house last trip, or Jeff's house. It took me roads I had never seen, and I had the joy of driving them with Michaela was with me, and just seeing things like some of the back buildings, you don't see when you're on vacation. I got to see because I was driving those roads.
Yeah, it's interesting now. Like I said, this morning I went to Grand Floridian, and now being local, I come in a different way than the tourists do.
Right.
I don't take I-4 as long as I can keep from it. I stay off the toll roads. I take the back roads, and it always takes me in behind Magic Kingdom. And that's a different perspective that most people don't get, which is kind of cool. You see, they're dingy, buildings back there. They're not decorated or anything. It's just there, but you're there. It's cool.
I got a kick of looking at the laundry building.
Yeah,
I got all excited. I'm like, oh, that's the laundry building. I know all those trucks. Because I see them. Again, another thing about driving, I see them at 4:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
When I get in my own car, and I've done this for many trips now, I get in my own car at 4:30 in the morning, and I drive to Dunkin' Donuts to get my coffee. Because I need my coffee. I like my coffee. And especially
we have a Keurig, so
especially this past trip where you can't, I guess you can go refill your mug, but it's not the same as it used to. So to make coffee in your room, no. I get in my car, I get Ethan his munchkins, Michaela her bagel, go get my very big
So that-
coffee.
That's
And
your
don't go.
me time. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
it's
yeah,
good to see ya.
it's awesome. You're on
Yeah.
those Disney roads at 4:35 in the morning. Everybody's still sleeping, and it's just you, windows down. It's it's great. You get out
Carlos,
there.
There's
Carlos, if I'm up that early, I'm doing extra magic hours. I'm not thinking about Dunkin' Donuts coffee. I'm hitting up my Starbucks and I'm getting my pumpkin spice decaf latte frappuccino. So
Starbucks sucks. Plain
That's
old
what I'm
shit.
doing.
It's
Jason-
Yeah, I know
Jason-
it's
in
Starbucks.
box.
Jason does also bring up a valid point that you're not supposed to see backstage, and and for some people that's okay, because if you don't want to ruin that magic, then that's fine. For me,
Yeah.
the person that doesn't mind that, who likes to know the behind the scenes stuff,
right.
who wants to work at the parks and know these things, it doesn't bother me. As long as I'm in the bubble, I don't care. And that's my thing. Even now, since I can't go to the parks, just being on property is my Disney right now, and so it doesn't matter to me. So I mean, I'll take those roads
Russ?
and do whatever. So
Ross comes in now from the location that I'm talking about, which is that leads to Jeff's and Donna's house. You get to see where the daycare is for the
Mhm.
employees.
Yeah.
That's back there. I get it. It doesn't ruin magic. I mean, hey, these people have
all of the warehouses
All the
for
warehouses,
merchandise,
the softball
where
field.
they store the Christmas stuff. I mean,
Yeah,
all of that is there.
It's kind of like your own self-guided backstage tour.
There's
if you think about it.
there's an employee softball field back there. It's on property. It's like I get a kick out of that stuff. I mean, I enjoy. I'm like Russ. I enjoy seeing that stuff.
Mhm.
Doesn't ruin the magic for me. The magic for me is when you get into the turntiles. When you ring your magic band, that's where the magic is.
Yeah.
So to see the roads, the back roads where the laundry trucks are going, like I enjoy that. That's another thing about
do
getting up
too.
so early, 4:30 in the
I mean,
morning.
it's
seeing
cool
those
to
trucks
see.
pull in.
It's cool to see a semi with Disney World on the side of it. I mean, that's
Yeah.
you don't see that anywhere.
No, I get up with the laundry
You
people.
don't see that here.
Me and those laundry people are going together. We grab out the coffee together. We drive back into Mop Century together.
Do you pass your laundry off to them too so they could do it for you?
Listen, come on. I know we're getting off topic about driving a flying, but there is. We all agree there is a Disney smell. Okay.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, up here in New England, and I'm sure in New York, depends the time of year. You wake up early enough in the morning, you go outside. There's that smell in the air.
Yeah.
Okay? And I text my wife at 5 in the morning on the way to work and be like, open the window, smell outside. She knows exactly what I'm talking about. There's that smell. And the sounds. I'm sorry. There is nothing better than that little golf cart that they use on property
Yes.
at 4:35 in the morning.
I
You
agree.
know it's that gardener or
Yep.
it's that, or
the
it's that
stream-
poor sucker that's hanging up the street, the little tag saying you got to go. Get your,
I
you don't have to
agree.
go home. You got to get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Those people. I love
The-
that sound. I
the
love those
stream-
people.
The stream that I just did this afternoon at Grand Floridian was just that. It was just hanging out at the resort, people pushing trash cans, the custodians walking around, people talking, the music. That's the that feeling that you have. You're just there, and yes, there is a Disney smell. I mean, it's just Florida partly too, but
It is.
Jason,
You're right.
what is wrong
but
with
you're
you?
also, when you're on Disney property, depending,
Bye, Shelly. Thanks for coming in.
because things are so spread out, because things are, it's not built up and things like when you're at
Oh.
another hotel
Okay,
or whatever.
Chris.
It's just that
Chris
you
has
know,
to. Chris
that
has to
feeling,
run. He's
so.
got a tornado warning, guys. So pray for
All
him.
right.
Wow.
Yeah,
Stay
a
safe,
lot of you
Chris.
guys are having. I think
Yeah.
Chris Blue Nose was having some severe weather too. Florida's
Yeah,
having
we-
severe weather right
mentioned
now.
that,
I've got it too. But
Yeah.
Jason says the smell I really like is Dunkin' Donuts. Listen,
I'll tell you, me and Jay, forget it, Tina. You're not coming on Tuesday. Jay, I'm sending you the link because we mesh more together.
hey, you were my friend first. I don't. Come on.
He's agreeing with but we're not Lebanese.
No,
The
you-
the Portuguese and the Lebanese are almost same. And
Yeah.
I'm closer to Sam's meat pies than what you are.
And you're from the same area, and I get it. It's a bromance. I get it.
But speaking of tornadoes, it's just a funny. It's funny, and it's not. Another thing about driving is, yes, we talked about crazy weather and are you going to drive through it. You do see some crazy weather you don't see where you're from. Yes, we get thunderstorms up here. Okay, whatever. But Suzanne and I, our very first trip, we got up. We stopped. I used to get bad migraines, and we had to stop for the night. I woke up the next morning with tornado warnings everywhere. And she looked at me and she said, "What are we doing?" I says, "Well, we're getting in the car. We're getting the heck out." No word of a lie. As soon as we got on 95, everybody's hammering because they're all used to it. They're all going 85, 90. I can't see the bumper in front of me. All of a sudden, it cleared out. Look to your left, and there's a tornado going along.
Yeah.
20, 30 miles to your west, whatever it was. But it was going. You see some crazy. She was screaming, crying. What are you doing? Me, I'm going with the traffic. If these people are used to it, if they're driving,
What else are you going to do?
I am not pulling over. But yeah, that's another thing. If you drive, you do see some. I've never driven in the snowstorm coming up, but
Thanks, Yadi.
yeah, tornado warning. I have driven
in a
right
snowstorm driving out to Albany, but I mean, it was.
Yeah.
We could take our own pace because we weren't flying out until the next morning, and by that time, of course, the snowstorm was going to be gone.
Mm-hmm.
I drove down 2 years ago when all the wildfires were going on here in Florida, and I drive at night, and that's when there's less traffic, so I'll drive at night, and just coming down the highway with nobody else around, but you see this glow of fire. It's interesting.
Yeah.
I've had
I remember that.
I've had friends get stuck down here because of hurricanes.
Mm-hmm.
You catch the hurricane. That's another thing. At least driving, if a hurricane's coming, you get in your car, you go.
Yeah.
You have your car. You get in your car and go. You might have lost a day or two to your trip, but you don't have to be like, hey, let me call Southwest and see if I can move to an earlier flight. And when they say, sure, can I have another, $2,000 for your family of four?
Yeah.
I get in my car, I might not find gas for 100 miles, so you better hope it's filled up, but at least I get in my car and I go.
But see, I wouldn't mind being at Disney World for a
neither would I.
hurricane.
Don't get me wrong.
Well, no, yeah.
It's a place to be.
I thought of going down to Disney before a hurricane just to stay on property.
When we in 2019, when we went, we were supposed to go the week that everybody was down there. Literally, it was the week of the Beverly Challenge and everything. We were supposed to be down there, and Hurricane Dorian, was coming in. What?
I love the little hand.
Yeah,
she's telling him Flipper wants to come on with Dad.
It's dinner time. They want to eat.
Well, it's out there. They have it. I don't. He's asking me if he can have another sausage.
The animals, it's out there.
Get it.
We threw the feed out. It's out there.
Okay. Anyways, first Mickey's girls, welcome in, Danielle. It's good to see you. We drove down. No, stop. We were supposed to go the week, Labor Day week, the week that the hurricane was hitting. We decided we toyed with the idea of maybe we leave and then we just wait out the hurricane, which is really what we should have done, but it's fine because it was nothing in the end.
Yep.
And I would have gotten to have met so many of my amazing friends that are friends now. But we didn't have the hassle of
it wasn't worth it.
Having to call up. I can't believe you having to call up the airline and switch the airline and switch the tickets and have to pay a fee because we were driving down. We just decide, call Disney and say, you keep smirking. Call Disney and say, hey, can we switch our trip? We were able to switch it out to the week after and we were all set. One and done. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, as my 6-year-old would say. But yeah.
But like I said, that's the one thing that we don't have to worry about because we're not working anymore. But that would be an issue. I mean, bottom line, they'd be saying at work, hey, where are you? Well, we're stuck in Florida with a hurricane. And they'd be saying, well, you need to be here. This is where your job is. So,
Mike, a hurricane that never hit Florida.
Yeah. But they canceled the flights. They closed the airport. So,
and like Russ and I said, you didn't miss much. I mean, they're not. I've met 90% of them already. I mean, hey,
I can't believe you. Can't believe you. All right, with that, it's 7:13, guys. We're 13 minutes past the hour. A little overboard. I took a little advantage because Disney Dan's not going live tonight, but Rob Fuzz is live, and I forgot. So we're gonna go check out Rob Fuzz, and if Chris is safe from his tornado warning, Dad Builds, we're gonna hop over and watch the NASCAR race over on the Dad Builds channel.
Yep.
Yadi already put his link in, so thank you so much.
That's
Thank
it.
you to my
That's at
amazing
8 o'clock.
mods. That's at 8 o'clock. Thank you to my amazing mods. I appreciate you guys so much for coming in and watching. If you haven't yet, please smash that like button for us. Show the stream some love, and let's go around the horn real quick and talk about what's coming up on your channel. Carlos, how's that PayPal coming?
Not good. Nobody sent me anything. I don't have one.
What do you mean you don't have one?
Oh, never.
Oh.
God. Next.
Want me to promote it for you?
No,
Tuesday.
I don't. I don't want to promote anything. Tuesday. What about Tuesday? Who knows? Tuesday. I don't know. Who knows? Depends how I'm feeling.
Guys, go check out Disney World Freak. Do yourself a favor.
You want to
and
see me get arrested? Come watch Saturday. A
You'll
lot
get.
of things can happen.
What's happening on Saturday?
Oh, it's, my supermodel doesn't even pay attention. Good.
No, yeah, she was away from the stream when you were talking about it. Well,
I was.
actually, it was before the stream, but
I'm going to
Yeah.
stream from somewhere illegally. Shh! Don't tell anybody.
Yeah, I know. I even know where he's going.
Don't tell anybody. But the thumbnail's been up for like a day now. But it's okay. Don't.
Oh my gosh, guys. Yes, it is Vroom. Thank you, Cody. That's what I said.
Well,
Carlos comes in Vroom Vroom. I'm like, is it a Vroom Vroom?
listen. Oh, right. You're picking on me going vroom vroom instead of going vroom vroom. But the car who parked outside Carlos. I don't know who Carlos is. Let me change my name. Hold on. I can't even do it on here. Well, I could. Hold on.
why not?
Good, serves you right. Guys, go check out Disney World Freak.
Vroom vroom. How was that buffalo chicken pizza, Cody? Did you finish it all the next morning?
Oh, Russ, what do you have coming up on your channel?
So not on my channel. Also, Pete is also live doing baseball. But then
That's every day.
I don't know. He's all the time. He's on all
Yes,
the time. Tomorrow on Dizzard Dreams channel will be Nerd Talk for the next episode of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Very good episode. I'm excited to talk about it.
God, yes.
I'm very excited to talk about it. So,
Good job, Cody.
and then next Saturday, I still need to talk to all my friends and people who are usually on with me and stuff. But
That's right.
I think we're gonna do something about the Disney Oscars, the Academy Awards, because that's coming up. So we'll have something fun planned for that. And so yeah, next Saturday at 3. So
That sounds like fun.
Sweet. All right, now I know Auntie Tina doesn't have a channel.
Nope,
So you
I
can
do your
find-
channel.
You can find her on here with me every other Saturday, so we will not be back next Saturday, but we'll be back the Saturday after with another topic. I can't tell you what it is right now because it's in my notebook, and my notebook is currently underneath my phone and my jewelry pliers. So tune in a couple of weeks.
What the heck have you been doing down there this whole time with those pliers?
You don't want to know, Mr. Carlos.
What are you thinking at?
Listen,
Jason, you got to call me Jason because
I
we
have-
got to talk, buddy.
I have ADHD. I play with my I have to keep my hands busy. Okay.
Watch what you say.
What?
Yeah, watch what you say.
He's not here. Fair game.
You can go back and rewind. Trust me.
No.
It's
Oh,
not
yeah,
the point.
Tell him either.
He
I know
can. Yeah.
It's not the point. We don't talk about what we play with.
Thanks, Chris. Chris, I
Yeah.
think you should be okay.
Mike has a great comment.
All right, what is it? Mike says, Russ, for that, I think Tracy should paint himself in gold.
God, that's
Gold and
disgusting.
be the Oscar trophy. Oh my gosh. Don't give him ideas, Mike. Don't give him ideas, Mike. All right, so guys, come find me Wednesday, 5 o'clock, Wednesday, whatever it is.
We're gonna go find Tina.
You're going to come find me. It's like an Easter egg hunt.
Everybody come find her.
Except a lot. No, I can't say a lot less sweet. Anyways, we're going to be talking our favorite song lyrics and Oh boy. All right, guys.
From Saw,
I'm sure
from
that'll stay
for
PG.
movies that she's never seen. Yes.
Russ,
Songs that I don't know.
let's cross our fingers on that.
All right. Thank you
They're all
guys so
gonna be-
much for
they're all gonna be
watching.
John Williams songs.
The whole list. Thank you for giving me a Saturday. I appreciate you. You are loved and you are blessing. And thank you so much. Think of a wonderful thought. Any merry little thought. Bye.